Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today we've got a very fun video from my travels abroad to Japan. In my time there, the final 3 days were dedicated to Star Wars Celebration. If you hadn't told by the hat, I went to Star Wars Celebration. I went to Star Wars Celebration in Japan. And while there, I got many cool clothes and many cool patches, stickers, buttons, pins, trinkets, because I took place in the trading, and there was so much trading. And so we have got cool little patches like this that I want to show off, and I just want to shout out everybody that did trade, because you guys are so creative. You guys are amazing. The Star Wars community at Celebration, while not everybody was following the courtesy aspects, most people were, and most people were very kind. So shout out to you. You know who you are. You know who you are. But if you weren't there, I'll bring you in on a little bit of what it was like with the trading scene here. But to make it look a little closer for you, we're going to switch over to camera number 2. Alright, so we've got our first 2 patches here. We've got GODCLLA versus the Zillow Beast. And we've got the Zillow Beast right here. Right there. And Godzilla right over here, with Mount Fuji here in the background. And this is pretty darn cool. The people who were trading, like I said, are so creative. It is so amazing how much people blended Japan and Star Wars for all of this amazing stuff. The Zillow Beast has become more and more important for Star Wars ever since it came out. Can't skip over the fact that it says Star Wars Celebration Japan. Japan, right down here. 2025. And here we have got an unopened Darth Vader patch. I almost want to get my own denim jacket purely for all of these patches. That saga is over, and we finally get to see the Darth Vader patch. The Darth Vader patch here. not sure what you would technically call the other side, but here it is. Nice, bright, and shiny. But we do have many patches to go through, so let's get them all out here. Here we have 501st Legion, and it says Nightfall Garrison, Victoria, Australia. We've got 2 stormtroopers, one right here and one right here. And those do look like stormtroopers to me, at least. They might be ARC Trooper helmets. Because it's the 501st, I guess it would be Clone Trooper helmets. And on the outside, I believe that's the ring around the Empire. Next up, we got Obi-Wan Kenobi, Star Wars Celebration 2022, Anaheim. Someone was handing these out for trading and reminded us all of how the 2022 Anaheim event took place. I was at that one as well, and it was also a blast, but the trading in Japan was just a different level. Here we have one of my favorite story patches. I was standing in line for, I believe it was the Celebration Stage. Celebration Stage is the big stage, the live event where the people actually are. The other stages like Galaxy and Twin Sun are basically where Celebration Stage is a live stream too. But I was standing in line with my Ahsoka jacket, and someone was kind enough to give me this samurai mask version of Ahsoka. We've got Tokyo on the side here, Celebration on the bottom, Star Wars on the top, in 2025. Again, just really creative. And Ahsoka's got her hair here, if that's what we're calling it. She's got the crown here with extended horns. We've got the typical samurai mask mouth here. It reminds me of Zuko, almost, like this mask style when he is the spirit. So maybe that's what this is supposed to be, is Ahsoka Tano spirit. Next up, this one's very cool. I actually got a pin of this as well. It says FanThatRax.com, Celebration Japan, 18th through 20th April 2025. We've got the moon here. We've got this character with a lightsaber here. We've got a second, what I believe is a moon here. Maybe these are twin suns. And we've got this beautiful robe. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a kimono or what, but it truly is a work of art. Here we've got Starland Estrellas Collection. On the bottom it says Ahsoka. And we've got Ahsoka with 2 blue lightsabers. There we have it. The light being that close did not do it justice. There we go. And finally, sure you've been eyeballing this one. Darth Vader. Darth Vader. Looking larger than life here. It says Bikuchan SLB 1915. We've got some cherry blossoms, cherry blossom, cherry blossom, cherry blossom, all in bloom. Bloom. And weirdly, while it is Vader, it does give me like an R2-D2 feeling with the background, and C-3PO is always there with R2. So there's the gold stripe. We've got a lantern patch. Lantern patch. I am not sure what this is. If it's the... It says Republic Intelligence Island Outpost 2025. Cherry blossoms, cherry blossoms. Compass. Public Intelligence Island Outpost. There it is. Ooh, here we go. We've got one that is pretty darn cool. We've got a Ahsoka on this side and a Samurai on this side. I'm going to assume this is Samurai Ahsoka with a red sun in the background. Mount Fuji. I'm going to say cherry blossoms, TIE fighters on this side, X-wing over here, Japan flag here, and England or UK flag here. Star Wars Celebration, Japan 2025. And last patch, we've got the 501st Legion. First Imperial Stormtrooper Detachment Star Wars Celebration, Japan 2025. Once again, we've got the red sun in the background. We've got a trooper here. That's an Imperial Stormtrooper for you. But that is the patches. This is what I mean by there were so many people trading. Here are the stickers. We've got the I Choose You with this little guy. Star Wars Celebration Japan. We've got a little pog right there. We've got sticker versions of the patch lantern. Here we've got Princess Leia in that Japanese art style of, I would almost call this chibi-esque. We are all the Republic. Star Wars 2025, Houston, Texas to Tokyo. And I have not read all of the High Republic. On first glance, I would like to think that's one of Chancellor Lena So's guard animals. But I'm not sure. We do have a Texas hat here. We do have the red sun here. Not too shabby. Phasma is alive. Do not forget me. Phasma with a little bow in her hair and a little exhausted, kind of frustrated lining here. We've got a Loath cat, Loath cat, Loath cat, just chilling here. And there it is. A sticker with Ahsoka and the samurai. This says Shichiko-san, Star Wars Celebration 2025. And that's like the Elephant Man from Star Wars Return of the Jedi. He's in the band, I believe, if I remember correctly. We've got the classic Japanese art right there. Next up, this is what's up. This is Celebration Virgins Japan 2025. And on the side here it says Philippines. It says Philippines. Philippines. That is really cool. We got TIE fighters. We got the Death Star shooting here. Right here. Move it closer. We've got Imperial vessels. Another Ahsoka sticker with a cherry blossom in her leku. Hair leku, I feel like I'm mixing it all up. Gotta brush up on my knowledge. And here we've got what I'd like to think says Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025. If that's wrong, then yikes. It's making her a little more orange with the lighting, but trying to show off the sticker. Here we've got the same two, Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025, with the red sun in the back, which also doubles as the Japanese flag almost. Mount Fuji, Luke Skywalker, or Anakin Skywalker, depending on prequel or sequel, prequel or original. My bad. I believe that's the Jawa transport ships, and Luke / Beru / Owen's house. And to round it out, we've got twin suns. Here we have Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025 B2EMO. B2EMO. Out here looking like an absolute G. On the back we've got Cassian and K2, which is in a really cool design. Star Wars Celebration Japan. Ooh, this feels really nice. This feels almost like a magnet style. This is really cool. Star Wars Celebration. Aloha is the way. Japan 2025. We've got Grogu right in the middle here, a little baby over here. And then just some beautiful flowers all around. Absolute masterpiece. Here we have a Jawa and a Mandalorian's card here. If you're interested, look up our guy over here, Troopers Zamu. Doubled up stickers here. Tijuana, Mexico, route number 1. Let's see. Aquí en Cia La Patricia. I believe is how you might say that. Cherry blossoms, Fuji, a zebra. I almost completely missed that. There is a zebra right here in the corner that Darth Vader is riding on. That's a cool touch right there. And if you're wondering why there's so many doubles, it's because I was not the only one there. It was me and one other person. So we ended up getting a lot of stickers. We've got Kylo Ren here. Okay, we're switching it up. Sequel trilogy stuff. Mount Fuji, the sun in the background, and some clouds. Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025. And here we have Darth Vader in what looks like Coruscant. This is very unique. It says Frequentan and Tirindal High. And we've got the band members from the Mos Eisley Cantina. There it is there. We've got a good view of it. We've got Chewbacca card here with the little server right here. I believe there's at least one look at here. We've got a bit of a Where's Waldo situation. May the force be with you. We've got a Loth cat, I believe 2 here. We've got a Pog, a Grogu, a Wookiee down here, a Jawa right there, very, very small. Let's move it closer. And there we go. And we do have 2 more planets here. He's also riding the Millennium Falcon. I can't believe I almost missed that. And something tells me right there, right above the Pog's head, that's no moon. We've got another Loth cat. I believe we've already seen that one. We've got a very, very Japan style, like all around her. Even the bag, we've got a Luke and Leia. Or actually, that might be Anakin and Leia. I'm not sure. If we go by lightsaber, that's Anakin and Leia there. If we go by lore, that's Luke and Leia. But that is from Capsicumanum 3. Absolutely just totally butchered that. That's on me. Oh man, it's so rainbowy that it's like hard to show off. Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know this one, but this looks really cool. It's definitely anime style here. This has to be from one of the shows I haven't seen. Here is just a card, almost. It is not a sticker, it is a card. It says on the back, Star Wars Celebration 2025, and on the front it says, I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Like he said in Andor, I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. Fulcrum on the bottom here. Here's Ahsoka. I believe this is the Imperial Palace, or I could be wrong. We've got Ahsoka up here. And there up by Ahsoka's troopers. We've got another card. And finally, I got to talk to the guy who made this for a while. Very nice guy. Star Wars Celebration Japan 2025 with the Silo Beast eye here from when it first awoke. And you may be thinking, is that all? Well, this is where we get into the miscellaneous. We got a bottle cap with Mace Windu here, which is really cool. They told us it was based on the 90s toys or figures, which I would love to see Pepsi or someone do this again. We've got a keychain t-shirt that says, "This is the way." This is the way. With Grogu and Mando. And that is by UU_Sarah. We've got two postcards here. One is Luke falling after getting his arm cut. And on the back here, there is some writing. Actually, this isn't Luke falling. This is Kylo Ren, and this is Han falling after Kylo finishes his job. On the back here, it has a little bit of a story. So let's see. For years, I lived in darkness, violence never far away. Every voice inside my head kept the light side locked away. Is it left to right or up and down? He came to me with love. He came to me with trust. He never expected me to do what I thought I must. Okay. It's up to down. So, unceasingly cried the voices, making their evil demands, until at last my father's life was my master's cruel command. The voices told me killing him would finally make me strong, but the voices only lied, as they had all along. Face to face with the man who lovingly called me son, the task laid out before me, a devastating and wicked one. Obedience and memory tearing me apart, love long buried, breaking down my heart. We get back to the top here. He came to me with love, he came to me with trust, he never expected me to do what I thought I must. I begged him for help from this pain, please set me free. Which voice do I heed, which speaks reality? I thought I knew my path, but I had no resolve. He promised me the help that only comes from a father's love. His hand, so comforting, reached over to mine. Emotions swirled around us both as we stand still in time. Looking back even now, after all this time, I cannot say who pushed the switch. Was it his hand or mine? My heart completely destroyed as the fatal blow was dealt. How is it that someone else screamed out all the anguish that I felt? As my blade pierced his heart, a look of sad surprise, but as he breathed his last, there was forgiveness in his eyes. As I drove home my blade, he reached to touch my face. He called out my name, and I wept as I watched him fall into space. His words offered the promise of a home. That's where I long to live, but After all my crimes so heinous it's not possible she will forgive. Guilt and loathing weigh on me, my spirit rent to bone. I am forever doomed to live my life alone. That's Kylo Ren. It's Kylo Ren. The grief of Kylo Ren is how it is written. And here we've got a postcard, Star Wars Daikon 4. And instead of Luke, it's an anime character versus Vader. That's pretty cool. We've got a CD here, and it is a mixtape with many songs in Japanese. And I believe that is the Death Star with a red hue to it. We've got the pin version of what we saw in sticker form. I think the pin is very, very cool. Here we just have a poker piece with a Samurai Vader versus Ahsoka on it. Samurai versus Ahsoka's down here. And on the back we've got a Stormtrooper's customized helmet. Here we've got a whole setup, a heart with a ticking time bomb, and it's from itsgario.com. And there it is. Got another pin here with the Death Star. And just these final three things. Here we have Tusken Wars Star Wars Celebration. There with the Tusken Raider. There we go. And on the back it says Droid Wars Celebration 2025 Japan. And we've got, I believe, 18BB. Is that what this bounty hunter's name was? And K2SO over here. Over here. We've got one more item for the trading aspect. And it's a whole keychain. We've got a Lothcat. We've got a little Death Star with a face. It says Ninja Props here. We've got what looks like a birdie here. And finally we've got an X-Wing in sight. And this is from the Trench Run, where Vader had Luke right in his sights before the Millennium Falcon came in and saved Luke. Finally, we've got one last thing. It is a pin that says Visions, 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 Star That is from the Visions panel at the celebration stage that I got to go to. We all got to pick up that. So it was very cool. But overall, shout out to all the people that were trading. Like I said, you guys are so creative. You guys are so amazing. And I want to thank you for watching. You are also amazing. We are very happy to have you here, and thank you. I will see you in the next video.